Krishna, welcome to everyone. My name is Parabhakti Dasa. I am offering different service in our movement, but especially I'm here in the dress of temple president. So to discuss something that we face every day with the membership. So first, this is a summary, the point that we're going to touch, the purpose of this proposal, an historical background, proposed structures, implementation plan, and role of the ISKCON leadership and expected benefits of this proposal. My goal is just to raise discussion between the leaders, but we have limited time, so I just can make my presentation. If still we have some time, we can go more into some questions. So I'm starting from this. This is a very famous Prabhupada letter to Amsaduta Prabhu. It says, I'm fearful that if we spend too much in this way, that we shall become weakened, and gradually the world things will become lost. Just like milk, we make tea, eat more and more with water for cheating the customer, but in the end it will cease to be any longer milk. Better to boil the milk now very rigorously and make it thick and sweet. That is the best process. So what we can understand from that, the Prabhupada want to look at the quality, despite of the quantity. But if you go forward, we go in another explanation, another purport of Srila Prabhupada. This is the Srimad Bhagavata. He say, Lord Chaitanya himself requests everyone to preach the cult of Bhakti Yoga all over the world, in every village and town. Preachers in Krishna conscious mood and actually experience that even the Yavanas and Mlecha have taken the spiritual life, the strength of Narada Muni Pancharatrika Vidhi. When mankind followed the disciplic succession as recommended by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, everyone throughout the world will benefit. So it seems that there is some clashing between these two declarations. One wants to look at the quality, but there is also the needs of the quantity, and everyone can be involved into that. So look at the proposal. Establish a simple, clear identity structure for all ISKCON people. I am not using more the word member. You know why? Because member in many countries just means be part of a group. In other countries, like my country, member is a specific one. It does not include everyone, but it's a very specific person. Define what it means to be an ISKCON member. That's very, very important. And this will reduce attraction and disengagement by fostering a sense of belonging and dignity, because most of the people, they are looking for that. We will see that our background is that one. ISKCON always had membership concept initially limited to the temple resident. I joined the movement in '78. At that time, the devotee, 100%, at least in my country in Europe, they were living in the temple. So everyone was outside of the temple, was not an ISKCON devotee. And when some devotee, they decide to move outside of the temple, they say it's blocked. No, it's no more with us. And I still remember one Prabhupada disciple, he was dressed in orange, he was a brahmachari. At a certain point, was asking him just to take Grihastha because probably it was his life. And he stayed 3 days closed, locked in his room without the courage to come out, because for him it was too much to leave the orange dress and get in white. So that was the concept of members. Current challenge, lack of clarity in devotee categories. High dropout and quiet quitting rates. That's the reality. Many devotees, they struggle, they took the initiation. Initiation often, not the same everywhere, but often become a goal, not a starting point. So we have to understand why. Unrealistic expectation. Example, we expecting that all members become priests, because if the society look at us, when you look at someone that is taking initiation, taking the vow, taking all these rules and regulations, they consider him or her as a priest. So we want that everyone that is going into the process, get close to Krishna consciousness, become like that. Maybe is our intention, but tend to be quite unrealistic. So the goals is to replicate successful models where dignity and active participation are central. So if you want to involve everyone, you have to fit everyone in that one. But in the way, because at the moment we have only one model. And many devotees, they consider if they don't get initiated, they are not really part of the family. So, and also they are struggling, as I said before, just to get this goal, but it become a goal. And when they reach the goal, wow, they relax. And if you look at the number, we see that many devotees, after a while, maybe sometimes after a few months, or maybe a few years, they leave the movement. And also they leave, and sometimes they stay really outside, because there is no possibility to involve them. I don't say everywhere, because any temple is different from the other, but in general, something is happening. So, going into the different religion, we see that we have different level of membership and involvement can be distinguished. That's key, including the believers, the practitioners, and the official member. So, what are the differences in between them? We can just have a quick look. So, who is the believers? Believers are those who adhere to a particular religion, accepting its principle and believing in its teaching. However, their help of practical involvement may vary. Some may be very active, while others may have a very formal or cultural adherence without regular practice. So this is happened. I'm coming, I say, from Italy. Italy is considered one of the most religious country in the world. But and recently one bishop was asked just to define better the number of the Catholic, and he said, don't look at the number, because if you look at the reality, maybe 0.001% will be a really practitioner. Most of them, they are just Christian because by birth or whatever it is. And it's happening in many other religions. So some people, they culturally or socially, they consider them to be part of the religion, but they don't have any practice. Just give you an example. A few years ago, I was in a flight coming from Morocco to my country, to Italy, and I was sitting in the airplane, was chanting japa. One guy was sitting next to me, and he was looking at me very curious. At a certain point, say, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I asked him, "Oh, where do you come from?" He say, "I come from Morocco." "So you're Muslim?" He say, you know the Muslim, they used to chant the name of Allah. He say, "I'm Krishna devotee, we chant the name of Krishna." He said, "Oh, very nice, very nice." He said, "Are you a Muslim? You are practicing?" He said, No. I am not interested at all in that. Because, you have to consider that Morocco is a quite liberal country. You are not forced, because if you are not following the religion, they don't put you in a jail. It's your choice. Do what you want. And it is quite freedom. You said that totally freedom, but it's quite freedom there, no? And I asked her, "So, what about your family?" I say, "Oh, my family, they used to go every Friday in the mosque, but they are not really interested." I say, "Why they do like that?" Because otherwise the people, they point them. I say, "Why they don't go in the mosque? They are not good people." And when he say something like that, it come in my mind what happened in my country decades before, where it was the same. The people, they used to go in the church on Sunday, not because they really want to practice or to do that, but because it was a social behavior. They go in the church, they are considered good people. So that's the reality. So some people, they just use the religion because they went from the religion to culture, and to culture to social. And this phenomenon is going everywhere. I don't know how much is bigger in India, but I spoke with some sociologists recently. They say that everywhere in the world is going in the same direction. So in India, maybe the process is more slow than other countries, but it's the reality where we are going. So we are the practitioners believers who not only have faith in the religion, but also actively follow its precepts and rituals. These may include participating in ceremony, daily prayers, observing dietary rules, reading sacred texts, and celebrating religious holiday. So this person is much more active. And another interesting phenomenon that are studying the sociologists of religion now is the practitioners, non-believers. I say, how is possible the ones is practicing but non-believing, really believing? And they say, who is going to attend the mosque, the church, or whatever it is during the main holiday, but they are not really interested. It's just because they think that they belong from some religions, they have to do that. But they have no rules, no practice in their daily life. And after we have what the most of the religion they call the official members. So the members who are individually who have a formal recognition with the religion structures. This group may include priests, monks, imams, rabbis, or pastors who serve as spiritual and administrative leaders. They are consecrated religious figures, such as nuns or friars, who have taken special vow, registered members of a religious community who may have a specific right and obligation within their organization. So most of the religion, they consider members only dead people. Again, because it's quite easy for me to make a comparison with the Catholic Church, they say that you have 1.5 billion to 2 billion believers, no? But if you go in the members, they consider members only the priests. So that means that the members are someone who follow a process. They have to go to a studying process for at least 3-4 years. And after they have to take the vow, a certain specific vow. And after they have to be trained under the assistance of one senior, and after they can take responsibility. And they are taking responsibility for them. So you are giving your life to the institution, and also take care of you. That means that you become older, we can provide a space where to stay. If you have some problem with the health, some health issue, we provide for that. So you are official members. This does include all the practitioners. So if you go in a church, but this does not happen only in the Catholic Church, but happen also in some other religions. You as a practitioner, you can take some roles, active roles, even in managing the place, but you don't have any right. So that means you have a right to attend, you participate, you're a leader, you can also give some lecture or whatever it is, not during the mass, but you don't. The institution doesn't have a very deep responsibility on you. That means that you have to work by yourself, you have to maintain yourself, etc., etc., etc. So this is to understand how they consider the official members. It is a fact that even in our movement there are many people who will not ready or willing to undertake the path of initiation still wish to be officially included in Prabhupada's family in some way. No, I saw that many people, they come to Krishna consciousness, they start to be part of Krishna consciousness, they attend the temple, they want to help during different program or whatever it is, and they need some social recognition. But the only real social recognition that you have at the moment in our movement is to take initiation. Otherwise, we created the A devotee and B devotee, where initiated is okay and the other are not. So that's again, we go to the same problem than before, that many people, they just struggle to take initiation, that it become a goal of their life. It's not a starting point to continue. So I don't know, but many devotees, they are facing with this kind of situation. So, a proposed structure, membership types. The names provided are purely indicative. So we will see some names, I just put some, don't consider that. However, it will be essential to formalize them as belonging to one of this group that should become a distinctive mark for those who have received training, even if and only at the basic level, who identify with them with the institution. So, training will be another very important part to define the members. That's in my opinion. Education, training. Again, we have a big lack on that. Of course, we have some devotees that are really set up a very wonderful course like Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhava, Bhakti Vedanta, whatever it is, that's wonderful. But what are all the previous level, the previous training? There are some temples in the world that they are very efficient. No? They are doing a very excellent program. So they train the kids, they train the youth, they train the adults to a different level, but it's not a systematic system that we have in our movement. So if you look at the organized religion, they have a systematic approach. They have some program for the kids, and the program you can take it in India, you can take in South America, you can take in Europe. It's almost the same. Of course, they adjust, because locally you have to adjust something with the culture. But in principle, it's exactly the same. So when you take this program, whatever you go in the world next, it will be the same. So this creates unity, same words that we are talking, and and sense of belonging. So the people, they feel that they are part of a system that is not only locally but globally. Just again, it's just a name that I put there. Don't take as an absolute word, but I'm also taking this word from the system that Japataka Swami and the Congregation Minister, they proposed years ago. So what it means? Someone who has sporadic participation, maybe during festival, Mahotsava, sometimes he's come to the Sunday feast. But if you really want to include them, we need to give education. When I was very young, 5 years or 6 years old, I went in the training for the communion. No? And every guy was going there. And it's interesting that, at that time, who is going to teaching to you was the priest. If you go nowadays, as you see, there are much more normal practitioners, not only the priest. And they are not super expert in their shastra, in their books, but they are enough trained just to deal with the guys. So again, that can be something. You can have meet them 6 times, 6 hour introductory course, but you speak the general things of our philosophy. So that is not just a guest that is coming in the temple and make some question to someone, but when they arrive at a certain point, say, okay, what's next? So next should be something that they get trained. Very simple. We don't have to go very deep in the philosophy, and have to remain within a certain time, not too much. You say 4 sessions of 1.5 hours, that will be that, or 6 sessions for 1 hour. That's it. Don't go longer, because the people, they are not able in the moment to commit for long period. That's a first step. But if these people, they recognize that okay, I am a Krishna person, not Krishna member, a Krishna people and part of the Krishna people, many of them, they will become satisfied because they feel that the institution is giving something to them and they are accepting them for what they are. Maybe you can ask them to change 1 round, 2 rounds, whatever it is. But it's a step to make you part of the family. Another one, the next one can be the Bhakta. We can call Bhakta. No, Bhakta is, you can use many ways this name. Regular participation with active service and ongoing education. So we will see later now that we have this disciple course that many devotees, they understand, or maybe they believe that the disciple course is something that you have to get when you need to be initiated. In my opinion, this is totally wrong. The disciple course is something that you have to get in the beginning of your spiritual life. Otherwise, how you can be able to choose a spiritual master? You have to go into the training where Prabhupada is in the center, and after some time, when they really understood that Prabhupada is in the center, maybe they need to have the instrument just to decide in which direction you go. In many parts of the world, this is completely misunderstood. So the devotee, they go by their own way. So when they arrive to the last moment, it's time to take initiation, just go quickly to the course and that's it. Become a formality. And it's a deep moment of discussion between the devotee, because during the disciple course is when all the doubts, all the questions, they come up. So and the newcomers, they have the way just to understand better, which is the relation between the guru and the disciple and so on. And also you can have one more formally. So the adhikari, the formal initiation. Formal initiation is devotee with advanced educational pathway, core participant in ISKCON project. So that means people that they decide at a certain point of their life to be really committed. Okay? So, and normally these people, they go into the process, they take them to the initiation. So again, education to me is very crucial in all this process. Because this morning we were discussing about the management of the leadership, but it's not automatic that you become a devotee, senior by age, because you are 3, 4, 5 years in the movement that you automatically become an expert manager. You need an education. Of course, you can just focus on your practice, on your spiritual growth, and whatever it is, but you need some training. And also the institution, and to find a way just to identify the potential leader, but not only the potential leader in management, but potential leader in everything, in preaching. And we have also to remember that we had any one of us to become leader by example.
So even some devotees, they are doing some menial service because their body and their mind is like that, to take care of simple things, but they can become exemplary just by the way that they are committed with the service and so on. So this is another category of people. Each membership type is respected. This will be crucial without judgment or pushing to move to another group. This happens often. Now that pushing, you have to take initiation, you have to do this, you have to do that. That doesn't mean that you don't have to inspire the devotee to move forward, but one thing is to inspire them and guide them, and another one is to pushing them. Because that's one of the results. When the people they are pushed, it's not that something is start coming from them. That's because we have a lot of, unfortunately, a lot of devotees, they abandon Krishna consciousness at a certain point because the decision was not taken deeply in their heart. So maybe they are inspired, they like Krishna consciousness, but they are not able just to face with all the other problems that the material life can provide. So again, and also we must have some freedom to move between the membership times without stigma. That often happens, especially in the past was happening. So it doesn't mean that you have to jump from one category to the other because as you decide waking up in the morning. It's not like that. But if some devotee, you have strong commitment, at a certain point in his life, you have some problem, he can step a little back. No? Okay, say, okay, I was at that level, I'm not able just to continue. Just accept me as am I now, and just don't put a stigma. Not just to say, oh, this devotee was this, was that, and after, put a stigma. It's not the right way. Because if you want to continue to include the person, of course, any level can have some right, can have some responsibility. Because, of course, you cannot give to a beginners or just to a believers the responsibility to lead a class or lead a kirtan or whatever it is. But can happen, that someone at a certain point of his life can reduce his availability or his continuity in the spiritual lives. So if you have a category that we can fit, and the people, the devotee, they recognize, they have a clear expectation from him also. It's not because he took initiation, he was a brahmana, maybe he was a pujari, whatever it is, at a certain point decide to step a little back. So, okay, accept who he is now. So that must be recognized. Certification system to ensure clarity and standardization, because the standardization is so important. There are some religions that even give you a card to certify that you are an active member. If you don't have the card, even you cannot enter in it. It's not our case, but there are the Mormons are like that, no? When if you are not active member, you are not fulfilling the expectation of an institution, you cannot enter in their temple. I don't say that we have to do like that because it's totally different. But just to give an idea for them how much is important the membership. Something is for everyone. Something other things are only for the members. And the members, they have to be really committed. So, regular participation involves active service and a commitment to ongoing education, beginning with foundational courses such as the Guru Disciple and the comprehensive understanding of Srila Prabhupada's unique position within ISKCON. These elements form the basis for a strong and informed connection to the mission and teaching of the movement. So, if you have a number of devotees, of Krishna people, that they are fitting in a different category, so we can create a system where the one is fully committed, maybe we lead the process, and the other they will support. And they are just happy to support. There is no competition to arrive to the higher level, because everyone is in the mentality to serve. So that's very important. But to serve means also they have to recognize what they are doing. If you don't do that, problems come up. Formation is a pillar. Again, we have some problem. In my opinion, the clear membership and a clear education system, that doesn't mean, again, that some temples are very good in doing the educational, but we need to have something structured and standardized. So that's very important. That's the people, they can get the teaching in the same way, in the same principle everywhere in the world. So Structured courses with multi-level, so 5-6 sessions for level, focusing on simple yet profound topics. You can start from that. Topics can be philosophical, psychophilosophical balance, spiritual balance, philosophy, bhakti yoga, ancient text for the beginning. Emphasis on accurate and accessible information, because you have to consider the people that are living in the outside world, they have a lot of confusion about the education. Do we want to be the teachers of the humanity? Are we recognized as ISKCON is recognized as the main teachers of a Vedic philosophy in the world? Maybe in India, outside, I will say no, because we never make very clear our identity. We are the most important kirtan leader in the world. I can say no, because there are people that are coming from other tradition or even from the New Age, that they are gathering people, they are fulfilling stadium of that. They are not devotee. Are we the best cook in the world? In the Vedic, I'm not sure. Are we the best teacher? I can tell you that in the Western country, the Brahma Kumaris are much more recognized as a teacher than us, respected as a teacher. And in few occasions they come, so the devotees are nice because they are jumping in the street, doing Harinam, so we are the teacher. We didn't spend energy into that. They set up a system. Of course, we can have a lot of objection what they say, but they have a system. And outside the institution, they recognize them much more than us as a spiritual organization focused on training people. Emphasis on accurate and accessible information. Option, of course, we want to continue that because the system is set up to pursue specialized study like Bhakti Shastri. It's something that, of course, when you arrive at a certain level, is important to have. It's important to continue study, but cannot be the only one that we propose. Teaching, staff and training. Again, as I said before, any different people, they can enter in this teaching. But of course, not everyone can teach everything. So basic teacher with a basic philosophical foundation. So the system means that you involve maybe the practitioner, the good practitioner, even if they don't fully initiated or whatever you want to call them, you can involve in a certain aspect of the education. They help them just to be more part. They give direction, they give dignity, they give sense of belonging, so the people they can be involved. 3 days program with manual support materials have to be done just to train the teacher. It's not that today, okay, we decide something, okay, tomorrow because you are Brahmana, you are senior devotee, you can do that. No, doesn't mean nothing, sorry. You can be a Brahmana, you can be initiated devotee, you can be a senior devotee, whatever you are, but the way to teach has to be teacher to you. If you don't get a training in that, you can just maybe show a long list of reference or that you get in your memory, but you are not able to get the core and just to transmit the really information to the people. So some courses to set up. Regular updates and continuous interaction for quality assurance. That's another point that we lack, in my opinion, in our movement. Who is going to not to control, but to monitor the teaching system? This is a big difference between controlling and monitoring. Monitoring is saying, checking what is going on. If something is wrong and to be adjusted, so we work together just to fix it. It's not that they are coming to you because they control. If you do something, hey, what are you doing? Yes, if it's really wrong, we have to stop you. But it's not really wrong. Sometimes it's just a question of assistance. Monitor is active monitoring, just helping the devotee grow from one level to the other. No complicated degree required for those teachers who will speak the basic of the philosophy. But we need to have the system that teach, not the person. Because if you don't go outside of this way that the charismatic, because the charismatic person, the charismatic devotee, they are everywhere, the charismatic people everywhere in the world. They get very successful, they can attract a lot of people, but everything is on them. So we have to create a system, and everyone of the one to be involved into that need to be sufficient. And this with the help of the technology, of the text, of the video presentation, of the PowerPoint, or whatever it is. And this will be successful if this is provided by the top. So someone who is providing the physics is giving to you some tools just to be successful. But all the system will be under the protagonist, not you. Because it's too dangerous. When you put everything on the shoulder of one person, even if he or she is very good, it's very dangerous, because after, when the person is no more available, who is going to teach? So the system is very important. If you go into school, no, you can have one teacher better or not, but it's the system is going on. And the chair of the school, what is checking? It's checking that the system is applying and explained in a proper way. If the teacher is not acting properly, they can call him, discuss with him, or remove him, because maybe he's going against the system. And the system, having a system, also provide a clear understanding and a clear direction, because maybe we have to change something. We change something that's changing everywhere in the world. So we decided philosophically we want to go in another direction. Who is going to decide that? The local teacher or someone who is much more expert? We're going to give this decision. Maybe so we have Mayapur Institute, we have big scholar in our movement. Maybe they have to discuss that. And if they want to make some changement, when they decide to go that, they need to flow to all the teachers, even to the last one that is teaching something very simple things, and just the system will be the protagonist. Again, good education. ISKCON Future rules and quality education and active outreach. That's the way. Focus on qualitative expansion first, then quantitative. Enthusiasm, sacrifice, and dedication are the key to growth. Unity effort across temples, support devotees, and update strategy. Foster a vibrant community with staying true to spiritual roots. So we have to establish the deep root. How we can implement that? Online and local courses to certify membership types. In Italy, we start in the collaboration with the congregational ministry. We start an online teaching, and they have different level, and they are attracting hundreds of people. So there are people that just get books in the street from book distributors, or maybe they get in the temple, they buy the books, and after they have some curiosity. So the first approach that we have to them is very, very simple, just explaining who is Krishna, and after they have a possibility to go forward, to move from one level to the other, still arriving to the point that they will be able just to make a puja in their house, to understand who is Tulasi or whatever it is. So this is the project. Public ceremony to celebrate new and existing members. This is not new, because the system that the congregational ministry was proposing since many years ago, just to give a certification to the Shraddhavan, who is chanting 4 rounds, who is chanting 8 rounds, and so on, but has been never really implemented to the global level. Some temples, they're doing that, take very serious. Like, I remember a few years ago, we started the campaign to have to recognize that in the house that are vegetarian, and I don't remember exactly the title that was given to the house. You remember? Bhakti Kutir. We start very enthusiastically, but around Shraddha Kutir, yes, Shraddha Kutir. But we start very enthusiastic in our temple, and nobody was following around. So the people, they were very proud, because wow, they recognize it in my house. Everyone is vegetarian. Someone is chanting rounds. How many rounds? Doesn't matter. They're chanting rounds every day. One round, 2 rounds. We were giving certification, no? But because all the other temple all around was not really interested into that, it failed, all the system. Again, if you want to establish something, you have to be established at the global level. Membership club, if you want, or global certification number. Some people, I don't want to provoke no one on that, but I remember that a proposal years ago was just to give a certain name. It was not an initiation, but to give some spiritual name. That created a lot of confusion. A lot of confusion, because the people, they think it was initiated, it was not initiated. I don't want to go into that. But some people, it's true that they are very happy if they have some different name than the hell, to be recognized in some way. I don't know, I will give to the scholar, if you have any category of name you can use, maybe the flowers category, I don't know. But some people are happy like that. So we don't want to make the people, just watering the system, but we have to consider for them to be recognized in some way. It is very important. So we have to find a way that they feel important, part of the movement, not just guests or friends. Maybe some of them, they are not just friends because they are coming for 1 year, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. I know one person is coming in one temple for more than 25 years. And once he told me that, you Krishna devotee. And I asked him, who you are? He said, you are not Krishna devotee. No, I'm not Krishna devotee. Say, when some trouble come to you, who will you pray? He say, Krishna. So, you are Krishna devotee in your way. So, why you feel disconnected from the temple? He said, I am not initiated on it. I don't say. I say, you believe in Krishna? Yes. So, you are a Krishna devotee. So, this person don't feel part of the movement because he was not initiated. But he is attending every Sunday, every weekend of the year, he is there. And is also offering service. So, internal communication groups, in many temples we have, but we don't have nothing very structured. Access to resource and local incentives. In not everywhere there is a clear system to reach people and to value them. Role of ISKCON leadership, official recognition of the proposed structures. Unless the leader, they don't recognize the proposed structure, and they just support this, to establish that will be very difficult. We remain just a dream. Standardization for training and certification. That's we need the education ministry support. Global promotion through dedicated campaigns. So it's not, if we really want to go in this direction, we have to promote, to inform the devotee. It will take not one day, or 1 week, or 1 year. Maybe it will take years, but it changed completely the perspective. Database for member management. We don't have that. I became Krishna devotee when I was 16 years old, but if you go in the database of the Catholic Church, I'm still there, no? Because my name is there, because when I took the baptism, they record me. I can cancel that, but I honestly don't feel the need just to go to cancel, because I don't refuse all the teaching of Jesus. Maybe I just take another direction. But we don't have any database. Who are our member? Who are the member? Who are our support? Again, some temple, they are very well into that. They are very organized, but it's not a general. It's not happening in general in our movement. So benefit, enhanced sense of belonging and dignity for all members. So people that are enthusiastic, they feel to be part, they become the best promotion for Krishna consciousness. Again, we go back to the purport of the Srimad Bhagavatam. The Prabhupada say that we have to go in every town, in every village to speak, and even the Mlacha and Yavana, they have to be involved. Some of them, they can transform completely. They become a Brahman, they can become pure devotee. Some of them, they can just support. But to support enthusiastically, they need to feel to be part of that. Global recognition for members. Again, that's a big topic, because as I said before, if you go in other religion, members means someone that's a lot of responsibility, a lot of duty, but also some benefit. And the benefit is the institution is taking care of them. Again, in some country, the system is there. In most of the places, it's not there. So how do you protect your members? It's a big thing, because that means it's involved a lot of money, resources, and things. Again, it's not something that we can solve in a while. So it's something that can need to be planned in the future. Now, even in our movement, there are the devotees that are dedicated all their life, and they're getting older. And there is maybe in that country there is not a public assistance, as in the country there is. So he's going to take care of them. So we launched the campaign just to collect money for them. It's not the way. So we have to plan the system just to, in a way that these devotees, they dedicate your life. Maybe they have to also be the institution to take care of them. Local incentives to encourage membership. Yeah, let the people just be more involved. Organizational and legal support from ISKCON community. So again, is another important. In some country, like in my country, if you are part of an organization, when it's very clear who is the member is the only one can speak in front of anyone on behalf of the organization. Again, it's very unclear. Sometimes when you have some crisis in the world, some devotees, they show up and they say something and they say, oh, I am a ISKCON devotee, I'm a ISKCON member, and often they create trouble. I also have another dress in global communication, and so often we face with them because some devotees, they feel that they are empowered to do whatever they want because they are second initiation of they have some position in ISKCON. And after we have to work 10 times more just to try to reduce the impact of his word have. And the people that we take serious because it's not very clear the membership, again. Because if I go in another religion and someone speak, it's just his opinion, because he's a believer or he's a practice, it's his opinion. If a priest that is a member speaks, let's take another load. No? If a bishop speaks, is even more heavy. All the other they take seriously. And in our movement, we don't have that. Sometimes someone is very eager to speak about to the social or go in the television. He doesn't or she doesn't have training, and it create problem. And from outside they look you and it's always the same. There is no distinction. Everyone is member for them. So and again we can put in trouble the institution because it's not clear our membership. Conclusion: this proposal aims to create an inclusive and respectful structure for all ISKCON people. I want to change the word members. All ISKCON people requires leadership, approval, and support. So that means that if someone wants to go in this direction, we have to work on it to set up a committee. Someone will really go more deep. This is a general presentation, but of course a lot of details have to be discussed. Opportunity to strengthen ISKCON identity and global growth. Because if you create a system where the membership is clear and the educational is clear, that will work to boil the milk, at the same time encourage people to come and help in the expansion. So I think the time is over, but I am curious because Pancharatra Prabhu. Thank you. Pancharatra Prabhu is part of the Constitutional Committee, and I don't know if something clash with your opinion.
Thank you, first of all, for bringing attention to something very, very important. Who are the members of ISKCON? I often take this time in a class. Are you a member of ISKCON? So everyone here, are you a member of ISKCON? Raise your hand if you are. Do you know what it means to be a member of ISKCON? Raise your hand if you know what a member of ISKCON, what the criteria is for being a member of ISKCON. How many you know? You know? You know? So 3 people out of this whole room know that the GBC set a law in 2014 that set the criteria for who is considered a member of ISKCON. But it's not known. And secondly, you still have the issue that Parabhakti is addressing as to, okay, we have this broad membership, and frankly, I think we have to stay with the term member. I don't think we can go away from that. But still, where do you go from there? You enter into ISKCON and you're at this level. How do you go and how can you be recognized? We have one, that's where you start, and then you get initiated. And in between, it's like, so there's the bhakti steps, there's this and there's that, but it's not been rightly promoted. So I feel that if anything, this presentation can stimulate more thought about how we give a pathway, how we give people a path forward from the point of entry, whether they're called members, which is what the society now says that they're called, or something else, but still they have to progress. And how we can help to people to be trained, that's the other core thing that you're talking about, is what is the training that's required. And I also was very happy to hear you talking about, well, the disciple course should not be at the end. People should, like, one of my problems with the bhakti steps is they have something called Prabhupada Shraya. as like the, right before initiation, I'd like to see Prabhupada Shraya being the first step of somebody beginning their, entering the Sampradaya. So I want to thank you for stimulating our thoughts. But I do have to make an advertisement for ISKCON Connection, because we do have a database. It's called ISKCON Connection. Go to ISKCONconnection.com if you're not already there, and register yourself as a member of ISKCON.
Thank you so much. The time is over. Honestly, in my temple, we are strongly encourage the newcomers, and sometimes they come to us and say, "Why you don't take the disciple course?" I'm not ready to take initiation. That's exactly. So you have to come and understand better what it means to become a disciple. And we have a good result, because many devotees, they took very much more serious all the process. And they understand, and also it's not a romantic way just to connect with the guru, but it's much more based in the rationality. So thank you so much. Time is over. It's not to me. They just gave 45 minutes, and some other devotees coming. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.